Hi guys, and welcome to your Wrestlemania thoughts/review video for Wrestlemania 42. Um, so let's get into my thoughts. Just briefly, I thought Night 2 is a stronger offering, to be honest. If you there was much with celebrity involvement. The first night basically was the Pat McAfee show, as I like to call him Pat McFarlane. I just don't see what this guy adds as a product, but yeah, well, let's get into the review. So we start off with uh, the Usos um, an early night up against the Division. Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and ISO Speed conspicuous by his absence. Paul Heyman is not at ringside with the Division. This match was only 7 minutes and 8 seconds, and basically the pinfall happens um, when obviously didn't really try to double team Knight, but communication issues happen, leading to Theory kill Auburn Knight. BFT gets the win here. Not really too much to write home about here. Personally, yeah, I think the second match in the card should have went on first. Um, but yeah, Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. Now, in an unsanctioned match. Now, basically, the second match in the card was a lot better. Unsanctioned means in storyline WWE was all hands are responsibility, but shouldn't that be the case with all no disqualification matches? Just saying, guys, But then we get to the entrances. Jacob Fatu was absolutely fantastic with the Samoan sort of warriors with and the Samoan sort of warriors with the if the fire and stuff with if the fire bat Jacob Fatu comes out in a bulletproof vest as he's entering attire. Drew McIntyre comes back out with the sword, which I like. Fatu then dives onto Drew McIntyre's stuff, and that starts the match. Really good back and forth here. Drew is terrified to when Jacob goes for the toolbox again. Again, the commentators mention that Drew's getting flashbacks to Hell in a Cell with Punk. I liked that. Drew gets his customary WrestleMania video and he borrows his brother's phone. That was pretty cool. He then posts it to his ex. Again, just really good back and forth, steel chair shots at play, and to the finish of the match sees Jacob Fatu go for the moonsault, and he gets a pin on Drew McIntyre. So this sets up Drew's kind of um kind of sabbatical. As some of yous are already aware, he's off to film the new Highlander movie. Me and Sean mentioned the since Friday. Um, so yeah, so logically, it does continue Jacob's ascent up the card. Um, I used to giving Drew that time to promote the movie and kind of tie up his scenes basically before coming back, and it also kind of cements Fatu into this main event picture. I would like to see Fatu uh, go after a certain champion on this card that I think's a tad overrated, but we'll get to that in a minute because that main event's a bit confusing to me. Um, but then we get to the women's tag match for the women's tag team titles, a fatal four-way. The second match was 14 minutes and 9 seconds, by the way. Then we get to the women's tag fatal four-way, 8 minutes and 33 seconds. Um, Everybody makes their entrance as normal, but you see, when the bell has come out, Nikki is in crutches. Um, she said she couldn't get medically here. She's been trying all day. She called in a favour from an old friend. Out comes Paige to our old Stars in the Sky theme, or whatever that theme's called, to the classic Page WWE theme. Her year is black and orange. Um, it doesn't really match up with if the bell is right, obviously. So you've got two different ring gears there. It's kind of match up to some degree. You have Lashley, Edge, and Nia Jax pay tribute to Demolition with the kind of ski masks. They're in the crowd, of course, they got inducted this weekend into the Hall of Fame. You've got you've got Alexa Bliss paying tribute to Bray Wyatt with her ring here with the Hawk Butterfly. I paying tribute to the Hawk Butterfly logo. That is one of the best ring gears that Alexa Bliss has had. I like that year, of course. Charlotte's is a bit more colourful. Really good. Really great to see Paige. Um, the other teams were either Lyra be he'll he come out just didn't like standard sort of ring your all teams this week. Yes, it was just like a brawl basically. The finish of the match sees Alexa up to the uh, go up to the top rope. You see Nikki Bella jump up on the apron, hit um hits him hits Bill as with the crutch. Um and the end page Sarah and Page Cradle EDT and Brie and Page pick up the win. Um, pick up the win and the fatal four way. Nice to see Page back, and she did get some good offense. She did to the classic. This is my house on after the clothesline. She hits the page turn um, midway through the match. Classic page offense. And yeah, she was the main sort of story in the match. The match was kind of a bit mid, to be honest. But yeah, not too much to write home about again. The best match in the card so far was is the unsanctioned match. Um, but yeah, so far this really kind of feels like a B paper of you. Speaking of disappointing, Becky Lynch defeated AJ by way of pinfall. Right outcome, but really a disappointing outcome. Uh, no, but really a disappointing match. Sorry. Of course, right outcome. Um, but like Jessica Carr does get involved in the finish. Becky looks as though she's about to take Carr's head off. She ducks out the way and gets AJ with the exposed umbilical hits him and handle slam for the victory. I have to actually say, both entrances for these wrestlers were a bit lame. Becky Lynch had the band that perform a theme song do a live performance, so we're wondering years, and I have to actually say they lip sync the whole performance, and that was atrocious, especially for WrestleMania. Becky and AJ Lee's kind of was like a copy of, I can't remember what WrestleMania was, but remember when Cena had all of these many Cenas come out with like children dressed like him? Well, that was kind of what AJ Lee's entrance was. I think Cena's was WrestleMania 25. If you don't know, like basically, they come out and they do Yata IR with like a replica intercontinental championship belt. Um, as I've said, the match was 8 minutes 15 seconds again, and this really didn't do much. I think AJ Lee's kind of been a failure as champion. Like, I think the only reason why she get the belt more as time out was because Elimination Chamber was in Chicago, and obviously that's the hometown of CM Punk, who she's married to, and yeah, if they were going to have AJ Lee beat Becky Lynch, um, it probably would have served AJ Lee better to It probably would have served AJ Lee better to pick up the war and and at WrestleMania. So the outcome was kinda obvious here who was gonna win. And thankfully it kinda is Becky, and so we can end this feud hopefully. Then we get to the match of the night. Now that this was Gunther versus Seth Rollins. Um, w- and Gunther wins by technical submission. So basically, a pass out submission. These two had a hell of a match. Rollins again takes the fight to go on for this, and he up in the KO or but we have the two trading so he holds Seth at one point, hits the cup stomp on the table. Out comes Braun Breaker, so ties into the that ties into the that ties into the favour probably that Gunther wants his years his years are all and are all and just still a bit distracted. Gunther takes advantage of the distraction and gets him into the sleeper set. F passes out. This was match of the night. Yeah, eyes match of the first night. I really did enjoy it. But Aker goes for on a spear after the match. He runs down, spears sort of Owens again. Heyman hugs Baron and raises his hand at the top of the as Heyman comes out to congratulate him on his return. The next match was Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Air by way of info. This was a short match, but like I did enjoy it for what it was. Obviously, the very fast paced match, given the time, and definitely did get a good amount of offense, and she hits with the Vivian, which was Liv's of the Judgment Day. He comes out to distract him with Aaron Cost or Steph at one point dives out onto the Roxanne Perez and Ricky Rodriguez after like communication issues with having the Judgment Day, but I've takes advantage finally of the distractions of sort of Raquel, as Raquel and Roxanne um, interfere again, or have hit the bill again and gets away, and people were moaning that finish is a bit wank, but I do enjoy. I did enjoy it for what it was. So, as the entrance was kind of cool, obviously the backing the answer was help her with the suit, and I'm like, this is almost like something out of Sunset or something like that. But like, yeah, I do genuinely like go of Morgan, Stephanie Yes, or ring me, music doesn't help get ever our old theme back or get ever something by me. Good if as Shauna actually told me that she's a massive fan of Megadeth. I feel a bit sorry for Stephanie although our title reign, as me and Sean discussed us on Friday, um, hadn't really get off the ground. I suppose she was always going to be on the back foot when one of our first challengers was Nikki Bella. I'm sure I said that on Friday on the stream here, 6 minutes 51 seconds. This match was, and in the main event, Cody Rhodes defeated Randy Orton by way of pinfall. And I have to actually say, guys, this match was probably the most weirdly booked match I've seen in my life. So, guys, you know Randy Orton's a heel, right? He comes out in the commentators mentioned a few times a supposed back injury backstage. There was reports of a back injury for Randy Orton. Of course, Randy Orton has had back surgery within the last couple of years. You have Cody Rhodes, who's the baby face. Um, Pat McFanny jumps. Um, Odie Rhodes went. Isha Taylor or tries to introduce them. Uh, introduce both competitors. The match doesn't get going until Rhodes takes out McFarlane. Jelly Roll comes out to splash McFarlane in the announce table. Sadly, it wouldn't be the last we see of that that absolute Saka shit Pat McFarlane as he runs down with a referee shot on at one point before all this at one point before all this the road sets a low bill on the Randy and you are thinking alright maybe this is a double turn because this felt a bit off but out comes Nick Fanny and the finish up towards the end. Orton hits the RKO on Rhodes before that. McFarlane keeps or runs down, out, Rhodes kicks out. Orton hits the RKO on McFarlane, and then Rhodes hits him with the crossroads and retains 22, and it's 44 here, guys. And I have to actually say, I have to actually say this was one of the most confusing matches I've seen, because if you think about it, guys, they were so locked in on McAfee's involvement in this feud, and like we were all like, this guy, what has he done? Like he's an average announcer, at best. He's basically Ari, Ari Emanuel's agent, because not only is he the head of TKO, which now govern WWE, he's also McAfee's agent. So McAfee does all of these outside endeavours. He's got a show on ESPN called NFL Kickoff or whatever the fuck that is really. He's got other stuff like they call each game day predictions and all of that. But he's also got aspirations of being a Hollywood actor, and obviously because Emmanuel are on his own or on his own talent agent. Say McFanny is one of his clients, right? So that is the reason why he's been heavily inserted into this. You don't need all of this corporate bullshit in the main event, 'cause there's 20 years of history. You've got Rhodes coming out with all these gimmicks and the tires and cases. They spoke about the history of the legacy action, and about how Cody learned from Andy and the you don't need all of this corporate shit. This is just WWE overextending itself into a completely different situation here, and obviously fans all through it. CM Punk did to the a pipe bomb part, who promo was, I'm calling it, on Raw, where he does mention McFarlane, and yeah, and yeah, like the match itself was really confusing. I dial it back for what I tell Ash to make more Rhodes and Orton, and to tell the story properly there without this idiot's involvement, because he is just Jericho Capish. This main event was a bit sort of bland, um, orange infusion. You didn't know who the face was at one point, but because the commentators kept mentioning Orton's back injury, they brought up the King of the Ring tournament final actually here again, or odds was kinda was kinda like the substitute healing that match again. What is going on with if every time these two have a feud? If you're making Orton the heel, establish him as a heel, or if you want to finally turn Rhodes heel, put the effort into that. I mean, why are we doing kind of the same sort of matches we did at King and the at King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi? It's basically not really beat for beat um the same match because you've got the involvement of that other you get the involvement of that one and or but do you know what I mean? It's the same sort of element at pull here. So there was only like the so there was only like three matches that decent on this card. A four working pull. Eat sort of kill Oster or Fox, especially the main event. Guys, and and like the one that can be is slightly more palatable is the women's fatal four way, but that's only because of Paige and he's no why I like Paige because as I've told Sean and a couple of people on my ex account, you know the reason why. I'm not going to get into that in this video. It'll be a separate video. But I was happy to see Paige. But other than that, match was kind of dull. You've got Becky Lynch and AJ Lee that don't really mesh well together. Unfa are versus Rollins. Drew versus Fatu and Liv and Stephanie held to the S night one card. Held to this night one card together for me. The rest was just skippable. That main event is the most confusing thing I've watched, and I've been a fan of wrestling for pretty most of my existence, guys. To put it I short for these, but this was sort of mind boggling to me. Yeah, but night two, but then the night two really he picks up as I've said here. So Femi Oba Femi defeats Baroque with, uh, um, I should actually say before we move on tonight too, congratulations to be Bianca Belair and Montez for they've been trying for a baby and Bianca Belair's pregnant. That was revealed halfway through the show, so that's why both haven't been featured on the main roster or shows as of So congratulations to both here. I hope I hope everything goes okay. So that was also a nice moment. Um, but yeah, I hope everything goes safely. I hope the baby arrives safely, and yeah, good to up to both of them. So night two guys over Femi defeated Brock Lesnar, and I can already hear people in the comments going, this is too short. This was like, and this would be like hyped up as a match of the century, and then we got that. Well, listen, guys, this was designed to make over the next sort the next sort of main event. Or obviously, the match starts with a Brock throwing a gasket because Oba Femi because Femi was getting a bit to on of him, but Brock was able to get back in the ring, hits the three suplexes, hits an F5 over kicks out, that was after Oba hitting the elbows in the corner. Oba kicks out and then Oba recovers, hits a choke slam and hits the fall from Grace powerbomb and Oba gets the victory. Well, Lesnar with the then Evie's fight gloves and his boots in the ring, came in with the and hug him and Lesnar would walk up the ramp. Now, two things here. There's a establishes over Femi as the next monster on the roster or but like on said on the streaming Friday, don't be surprised to see Lesnar on the or I'm out and say he's on because he is advertised for he is advertised for but he actually came up with this theory that I enjoy that um or actually um comes out and he says no I'm not on and I'm not on. I'm going to kill another career, and it sets up the match at SummerSlam. It's as in Indianapolis, which is Brock's hometown. Um, of course, and for um, recently retired AJ Styles, John Cena, and Bill Goldberg, and like obviously, but because his nickname's a career killer, he wants to add, he wants to add another big name to that as according to Sean Theory, and they have been talking about that match for years as well. So yeah, um, shout out is on. He's had several shout outs in this video already. But yeah, I really enjoy, I really enjoyed this. and it does make over the star um of the weekend. But then we get to a fantastic, but then we get to a fantastical drama. Actually, I spent the fixture of Von Evans, Dragon Wall, Ye, 3D McDo on a Rusev, another famous aerial by retrieving the Intercontinental Championship in the six-man tag, so he keeps his title here 15 minutes and 8 seconds. This match is phenomenal. You had Penta hitting Canadian destroyers from the ladder. Yvonne hits herself if I'm a day here, if I'm a day after a while, will serve on top of the ladder. Rusev looked like a bad horse in this match. JD McDonough hits a Spanish fly from the top. Rey Mysterio hits a 619 while Dragon is trapped under the ladder. Actually, this match had it all, and is probably up there as one of the matches of the whole weekend. This was sensational. Check out that match, guys. Um, check check out that match, guys, because I think you will enjoy it. Penta retains and becomes a bigger star. Then you get to Chiric Williams with little Yachty, um, um, Yachty, Chiric onto the ring. This match again is very fast paced, only 7 minutes, but a pretty good match here. Zayn hits, Zayn hits a Bill Thunderbolt, um, a Bill Thunder, a bomb, Hoover kicks to Chirac. Chirac hits the side, Uranagi, Zayn kicks out little or to get Bill to the inside, but then covers, and Chirac hits a Chirac shot for the Chirac hits the Chirac shot for the victory and is a new United States champion. Zayn again is kinda heelish. At one point he smacked Chirac's head like right off the ring post, and you're like that's a very heelish move. They didn't necessarily explicitly do it on, but like for our own intents of purposes, um Sam I think Sam is in has to until because the way it's working, you do get a heel vibe, very fast paced, very good Janja Lloyd and X another phenomenal so or I don't know where Sami Zayn goes from here. They could run it back uh, at Backlash. But yeah, decent match here served its purpose, made trick look like a star. I really did enjoy it. Match number 4 on the card sees the Demon and Balor defeat Dominic Mysterio. The Dominic's entrance was pretty cool. Tributes to famous luchadors with funny lines. Here um, he's on this throne as he's the king of the luchadors. You get the demon fun, but our entrance, which is another cool entrance. This match was 10 minutes and 27 seconds. Also, it's here Dominic Mysterio hits Finn at one point with the 619 with the chair wrapped around to the demon's neck. Chair shots a point again. The finish the demon is money. Guys, you have you have and with all the mannerisms in, I love it. Very sports entertainment esque. All actually was for and into a table propped up in the corner. All the demon was able to recover. Hits the 1916 reverse EDT and then puts Dominic on the um on the other table which is standing up, hits a Rudiger Ras and gets the win. This is a very fun sort of old school match. Both looked like stars here, both are very well developed. A wrestler and some established names. The dispute is phenomenal. As a revenge match, it will uh, really well. Dominic the Dominic says up and he will genuinely if right into the added in entrance the facial expressions throughout the night from the performers made us feel old. Oh, it's like watching two completely separate pay-per-views and companies because was fantastic. This was fantastic, guys. Really good sort of old school. Really good sort of old school match. Alright outcome, and I did enjoy it. The only match on this card that the only match on the second night card that I didn't enjoy was the next match on the card. Now that was primarily because these two don't um primarily because these two don't mesh very well. Um, Jake Cargill's entrance. Jake Cargill's entrance was pretty cool. Our rank here was cool and all of that. Again, this is just the case. of aesthetics with it, although I don't really. I'm starting to really see why Sean can't take her. She, she's still she's still very green almost in places. You have Rhea Ripley, he come out and all white here. I really did enjoy. I really, I really did like her here. You've got you've got interference by each and B. EFAB, it leads to it leads to Io Sky getting involved. Jade takes advantage of the extra action, but um, and tries to get and tries to get Rhea up for the Jade, but she reverses out of it into the lip. I am into the lip. I and Rhea finally gets the win. Io celebrates with for and this is the right outcome. I don't really well I don't really but Emery yeah here it's just Jade Jade I'm really still arguing with if I mean she does have like the look of a star. It's just the way and she gets another thing. It's just I don't really know what happens. It's just it doesn't really come together if that makes sense. But yeah, or but yeah, the eight outcome and they now goes to SmackDown now and she's now the basically the SmackDown Women's Champion on the WWE Women's Champion as it's called. Here you've got Liv who's I've heard the World Heavyweight Champion in Raw now. You've got Becky Lynch, who's the Women's IC Champion, so all change in the Women's division as well. So then you get to the main event, guys. Roman Reigns defeats CM Punk by pinfall. Now this match was a lot better than the Cody Rhodes Randy Orton match. There was no bullshit interference from McFarlane as there was in night one. Roman Reigns um um Roman Reigns comes out to his Roman Reigns comes out to the bloodline version of his theme. They have projections of the Simone family, High Chief Peter Maivia, all of those like legends. You don't really see the Rock's projection, which made me which made me think he's going to come out and cost Roman. It doesn't, but the match itself is good. You have CM Punk walking Roman Reigns. They both steal each other's finishers at one point. You thought Roman's going on a tap to the Anaconda on device, to the Anaconda on device submission hold. Um, Roman Reigns gets Punk in the guillotine a couple of times. CM Punk actually had a Superman and punch at one point. Almost defeated Roman. Um, Roman tries to go for the GTS, but Punk upset because Punk's so beaten up by going through a table. They both go through tables, but Punk's the more beaten up. He's bloodied, because Punk's will be eaten up. He can't put or the ends in the GTS. He just collapses on the floor. Roman hits one final speed. He takes the run up, gets a pin, so clean victory for Roman Reigns. And Ian Shawn are talking throughout the show, and he seems to think Obafemi is surely the guy. We need to see what happens here. So if Roman is back to being to ein Roman, does that mean we get a second? Does that mean we get a second version of the bill, or do I know? What do I know? Ye, basically, because we've had the out Fatu been um been signed under the ye um um under ye circumstances, I should say. um and yeah, and then yeah, you still have you still have you still have you still have Jay, um really showing his tendencies. You've got Solo, and the MFTs actually coming out of their feud with the Wyatts. So all of this needs answered now. So yeah, it was a really good match, but it leads to questions. Obviously, The Rock didn't show. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, based on what Sean said in Friday Night 3 minutes 58. Old school main event. The ultimate main event, it's just the outcome leads to more questions, and I preferred it to the Orton and Rhodes match. But anyway, guys, overall, I'm gonna give the I'm gonna give the whole pay-per-view around maybe a 7.5, or actually because night two is the better night, and it did salvage some of the night one kind of dross, basically. Um, Night two is a lot stronger. I enjoyed all of the matches. There was only one I didn't enjoy. There was four on the first night where I thought this is shit, this needs to be better. Or I was really down going in tonight, uh, but um, but it really did surprise me. Um, but yeah, but yeah, as I said, I was a bit down, a bit out it going into it, but was pleasantly surprised. Night two really did salvage it for me. If night two wasn't as good, this would have probably have been around a five, but this really picked up. I'm actually going to change my score and make it an 8 because obviously every match in night would deliver. So maybe around an 8 and as a lot of these matches did kinda salvage it. So yeah, an 8 um an 8 from the night two, probably a 5 from night one, and maybe leave my overall round a 7.5. Then we'll do that, guys. But yeah, that's I'll reach that this night. Ooh, yeah, and can we just get a Pat Mackey if he is insufferable? Um, but yeah, overall, guys, I'm ex-bag, but well done tonight. Ooh, for salvaging the paper view. We did actually get a stupid Dan Housing. We did get a stupid Dan Housing cameo. Oh, with my, I need the Dan Housing to take. So, Kit Wilson in the as hits the hits the five knuckles shuffle complete with complete with the uke and see me. John Cena got a count of it at the end because that I did my this you to end by a couple of seconds and yeah that and the Jake Argyle the title match and the only two on tonight too, but the rest of the night too is pretty good. So yeah, guys, that is where we'll leave it. Let me know your thoughts on. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts on the WrestleMania or WrestleMania as a whole and yeah what do you think of the night two in a event out and where it will lead and I'll see you all very soon. I'll see you all very soon. I remember to like, share and subscribe.